Greetings petrolheads, welcome back to Automation the Car Company Tycoon game. We are going to be doing another review today, and it is the Crown Conquest sent in by Evander Oregon, and it is a premium saloon, he says, comparable to a BMW 5 Series or a Jaguar XF. So there are 4 trims: the base, premium, luxury and sport. And yeah, okay, it is the bigger body shell of these saloons, of these 2010 saloons. And let's see what we got. There is a AHS steel monocoque with longitudinal engine placement, double wishbone front suspension and multi-link rear suspension, so pretty standard for a premium saloon in 2009 is that's the model year. And we got corrosion resistant steel panels, so no aluminium, no premium materials, no fancy lightweight materials like you would get in, say, a BMW or so. But let's see, the aesthetics are fine. I mean, not particularly fancy or anything like that, or subtle, at least on the front, subtle and nice to look at, not overdone. And then on the rear we have some pretty big taillights, and they also, they look a little bit more early 2000s, maybe late 90s even. But overall it's still okay. I mean, it doesn't look bad or anything. It maybe looks a little bit, maybe slightly outdated on the rear, but overall just fits the theme of the car. And it is rear-wheel drive, so that is that is equal to like the cars it competes with, the Jaguar and the BMW. And the Mercedes as well, the Mercedes E-Class that would be. So, the base model has a 2.4 liter inline-4 engine, aluminium block and head, VVL, as is standard for these days, cast iron crank, I-beam steel Conrad forged pistons. So, other than the crank, we're not really saving money on the bottom end. It is, it is a premium car, it deserves a premium engine. Plus 2 quality in here as well. 11.1 compression ratio, relatively modest VVL profile and low cam profile, going for that mid-range torque. And it is naturally aspirated. Has direct injection. Runs on 95 octane fuel, like most cars in Central Europe. We do have +3 quality in the engine head section and +3 in the fuel system as well. And in the exhaust too. Two-door headers, a single exhaust, plenty of diameter. Baffled mufflers, are those actually still a thing? I thought most cars these days would have like reverse flow or at least what the game would classify as reverse flow or straight through mufflers. I think baffled mufflers is something that got used mainly in like the 70s and 80s, but I could be wrong on that. So overall 182 horsepower, 226 newton meters. Solid stats for a baseline engine. Maybe a little bit on the weaker side for a car this big and this heavy, but we'll see. It's a sequential 6-speed gearbox with single clutch, no double clutch. Double clutch gearboxes weren't really that popular yet in 2009. They gained a lot of popularity later, but the top speed is geared to 260. It is estimated to be 243, so we have a little bit of overdrive. Oh, very sporty steering behavior. 225 front and rear, so decent amounts of grip, don't really need much more for 182 horsepower. Medium compound road tires is, I think, an adequate choice here. So are the alloy rims. And wetted discs front and rear. One piston only on the rear and 4 pistons up front, but the brake balance is going to be good because this car is going to have a very nose-heavy weight distribution. Fully clad under tray for better top speed and economy. Wing angles don't really matter, we don't have any aerodynamic fixtures. Cooling airflow required is so low. And then we have a premium interior with +2 quality. Standard entertainment with +3 quality. Yeah, maybe you could have gone for like premium here as well, because that's a little bit more BMW-like if you go for premium here. Especially in the 5 Series, like, you could even argue for like luxury entertainment. Advanced safety is on par with what you'd expect. Progressive springs for better drivability and comfort. Adaptive dampers, semi-active sway bars, and then a suspension tuning that's relatively normal, but a little bit more towards the sporty side of things. And so we have 53.3 drivability, which is good for a rear-wheel drive car. And spoilerness is actually not that bad at 33.2. It is pretty heavy, of course. Let's see what it would do in the markets. $22,680 is the estimated price for the base model here. Does very well in Family Sport Premium and in Fun Premium and Light Sport with 1800 kilograms. That doesn't seem right. Well, what does it do on the test track? 8.9 seconds, 0 to 100, 16.6 quarter mile, and remember this is the base model. So comfort is decent, but if you're going for the Jaguar XF and the BMW 5 Series, I think comfort should be a little bit higher. But then again, this is the base model, and it is very, very affordable actually. So you could argue with that. So next up is the premium trim. Obviously everything on the model tab is going to be the same. We have some fog lights here as well, which the base trim didn't have. And a dual exhaust set here rather than a single exhaust tip. It has a 3.2 liter inline 6. Again, 4 valves per cylinder, aluminium block and head, VVL. Almost the same internals, only that we now also have a forged steel crank. This is pretty much the same as well. Slightly lower cam profile, slightly higher VVL profile. Higher rev limit, it seems, as well. Still naturally aspirated. Still direct injection, all the way leaned out for best possible economy. And again, we get some quality into every relevant section as well, just like on the 2.4 liter engine. Longitudinal headers this time with the same exhaust setup here. No high flow freeway kata. This would give a little bit more power and torque, a little bit more economy, and doesn't really add that much cost. In my opinion, it's worth it on most engines. Reliability is good at 77.9, but again we do have quite a bit of quality in the various sections of this engine. And 262 horsepower is certainly decent. It's gonna make for good numbers. We get the same gearbox as on the base model. Still an open differential like on the base model, I haven't pointed that out. That's for quality as well. Then we got Medium compound tires again, 235s all around this time. Vented discs with 4 pistons front, 1 piston rear. A little bit bigger in size than on the base model, because it is going to be heavier. And again, some quality in here. No quality in the aerodynamics, and a little bit more cooling airflow. Some downforce as well, which is kind of interesting. I don't really think this needs it. 5 seats, premium interior, premium sat-nav, you know, infotainment. +3 quality in the interior, +4 in the entertainment, so that is going to make for much better comfort stat. And the suspension is now an air suspension. Now air springs, adaptive dampers, semi-active sway bars. +4 quality in here as well, and still a very sporty steering behavior. Very, very stiff front dampers. Wow. And the drivability is still very good, 55.8. Let's see, what does this do on the market? Family Sport Premium, Fun Premium Muscle. Not really sure that's what people would buy this car for, but certainly Family Premium, Commuter Premium. I can see Utility Premium, a prestigious premium utility vehicle with a strong focus on comfort. Is this really a utility vehicle? I don't know, but Family Sport, certainly not bad. City Premium, yeah, okay. There's a lot of green on this. Even in the GT section, it's very competitive. Look at that, competitiveness 97.4. So this car has a lot of versatility. A lot of different. It appeals to many different sections of the market. So yeah, I can dig it. There's also nothing I can really criticize on this car very much. Quarter mile is improved, 15.4 seconds, 7.5 from 0 to 100. Overall, a pretty damn good car. I can't argue with that. It's good. I didn't really find any, you know, any obvious faults, any flaws. That brake balance is good because he went for 1 piston on the rear only. That brings drivability up and stuff. You know, it's just overall a well-made car. So let's look at the luxury trim now. This has different front bumper, some LEDs here. The grille is slightly different as well. More chrome overall, and yep, two exhaust pipes now. Let's see. What about the engine? This is a V8. Aluminium block and head, 4 volts per cylinder, 4.4 liters of displacement. You can see where the VVL comes in. It's about at 3000 RPM here. Same internals as on the premium version, forged I-beam steel and forged, and then +3 quality as well. Again, low cam profile, modest VVL profile, like average VVL profile. 11.1 compression ratio as on all the other engines as well. Still direct injection and all the way leaned out. Same RPM limit as the premium version. And then longitudinal headers. Reverse flow mufflers for better sound deafening. So this is going to be a pretty quiet V8. Loudness is at 27.8. That's really low. We still got the same single clutch sequential gearbox as on the other models, but now we got a viscous LSD, because there is quite a bit more power now. Medium compound road tires, 245s all around, 18-inch rims. You know, more prestigious all around, and then still alloy material, but you know, it doesn't need magnesium rims for, like, you know, weight reduction. You're not fooling anyone in this car when it comes to weight reduction. It's still a big heavy car. Very big vented disc brakes on this one. 365mm up front, 310s on the rear. Still the same setup with 4 pistons front, 1 piston rear, and then +4 quality as well. We get a fully clad under tray with plenty of cooling airflow, +1 quality, and luxury entertainment this time. Other than that, everything is pretty much the same as on the premium trim. Oh, active comfort springs now. That's the good stuff. This is gonna make for a great comfort, and semi-active dampers as well. And this is a actually not very much changed suspension tuning relative to the premium trim. Slightly changed. Still very stiff front damper. Very high ride height. But yeah, I can see this being your average, like 550i BMW 550i competitor, or your basically there's plenty of cars of this size in this segment with around 350 to 380 horsepower. You know, Audi's got like the S6, I guess. No, that's a little bit more powerful than that. But I don't know the nomenclature of the Audi models. But like the Mercedes E500 perhaps, or even a 420? I don't know. Cars have gotten much more powerful over the generations. Like I remember when like the 500 models of Mercedes had like 300 horsepower from a 5.5 liter engine. Now they got like well over 400 horsepower most of the time. So Family Sport Premium is a really strong category for this car. Utility Sport Premium as well, and then just premium, nothing else. Is also very competitive in GT and GT Premium. Yeah, like this. There's a lot of green on the markets here, and I can see that. I can see this being like a viable alternative to, like, yeah, a BMW 5 Series for sure. Like, it doesn't even use that much fuel. I mean, yeah, sure. On paper, the BMWs and Mercedes and Audis, they all promise, like, you know, ridiculously low fuel usage, but in practice, it's not gonna happen. Let's see what this does on the track. 6.2 seconds, 0 to 100. 14.4 second quarter mile. Not gonna test it around the track because that's not really what this car is being used for. But yeah, if you have, like, how much does this cost? $35,640, and you want a premium saloon? Actually, there's not that much choice on the market, is there? And this really does a great job in the segment. Comfort is really high with 53.1. It's prestigious. It's easy to drive. Decently sporty as well. Actually, in fact, let me try what it would do around the track. $127.8. That's actually not that bad. That's not that far off from like an Evo FQ400, an Evo 8 FQ400. Only 1.5 seconds or so. And last up we have the Sport trim, which I imagine is probably gonna be a competitor for the M5. Yeah, okay, it looks it looks like it with those vents and the bonnet hump and the aggressive front bumper. Yeah, okay. And even a wing on the rear. Yeah, so this thing really looks, you know, sporty, but also a little bit silly with that wing. It reminds me of the what's it called, the Jaguar XKRS, or no, the XFRS, I think. You know the sky blue one with the big wing on the rear. That one. It has a 5-liter V8 with ALSI block-in head material, so lightweight. VVL 4 volts per cylinder still. Nothing's changed there. All the most expensive materials. And more quality in the bottom end, as well as, like, more quality than all the other trims. More aggressive camera and VVL profile too, which also brings the compression up to 11.8 to 1. Still naturally aspirated. Throttle per cylinder on the direct injection. Performance intake. So really making some power here. Still all the way leaned out, and then running on 98 octane fuel rather than 95. Very high RPM limit, 7,900 RPM. And then dual exhaust with long tubular headers. Straight through mufflers so we can hear the noise of this thing. Yeah, okay, 525 horsepower and 522 Newton meters of torque. The torque comes in relatively late though. It's not a very low RPM, like it doesn't have that much torque in a low RPM. It's still got the 6-speed sequential gearbox with plenty of overdrive here, like 5th gear pretty much goes to the top speed, and then 6th gear is only for overdrive. Electric LSD for best possible traction. Sports compound road tires. 20-inch rims, 255s front, 265s rear, magnesium rims as well. I mean, again, like, you're not really fooling anyone. This is still a really big, heavy car, but this is more sporty, and also the magnesium rims are more prestigious. So it kind of makes sense. Plus 6 quality in here as well. Plus 5 quality on the brakes, which are slightly bigger than on the luxury trim. No ceramics. That's worth noting. Fully clad under tray, some more downforce. A lot more wing angle on the front and on the rear. Does it have... it probably doesn't have active wing. It wouldn't really result in much downforce anyway. Plenty of cooling airflow, plus free quality this time in the aerodynamics. 4 seats, still premium interior, and luxury entertainment this time. Plus 4 quality in each of those sections. And then we have active sport springs, so really emphasizing that sportiness. We still got the very sportiness, the very sporty steering behavior graph. More camber. That's the first thing I noticed on this suspension tuning. Stiffer rear dampers. And overall, very good drivability and sportiness. Like, I'm actually impressed with how good the drivability is on this car, given that it's very big and has a 5-liter V8 and it's only rear drive. So, well done. And this thing is more competitive in muscle premium sport and convertible sport, because it is more, well, it is faster, it's more performance orientated than all the other trims, so no surprises there. It is still very competitive in GT, even in Super, even in the hypercar category, although I wouldn't really call this a hypercar. Like 5 seconds 0 to 100 is not slow, like objectively speaking, but not fast enough for being a hypercar. And what does this do around the track? .6 basically. Again, like these times are faster than they would be in real life, but it's still, you know, with a 121.6 in reality that would probably be around 125. So still pretty good for a large saloon like this. Only thing I'm maybe a little bit unimpressed with is the straight line acceleration. Yeah, 13.2 seconds over the quarter mile with a 525 horsepower V8 is maybe not that fast. Well, basically the Mercedes A45 AMG, I know that's not the car you would compare this to, but that has 360 horsepower and does the quarter mile faster. So, you know, it is maybe a little bit underwhelming in terms of acceleration. I don't really know what causes that, but probably the very long gearing in conjunction with the pretty high weight. But then again, the higher weight makes for better weight distribution, so better drivability. I mean, this car isn't really an M5 rival in that regard. Like it doesn't perform like one. Then again, it is also significantly cheaper. So that's this car's strong suit. It's the price for what you get, and I must say, well done. I can see this being like, what do I even call this? It's, as I said, it's not an M5 rival, not really anyway. So if you want something that has similar power output and a 5-liter V8 and costs a lot less, then this might be your thing. But if really the performance of an M5 is what you're after, then you know only an M5 can give you that. So, well, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Leave a like or a comment if you did. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.